everybody fighting for? Why can't people help people? That's the question.
Oh my God, it's people helping people!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another amazing episode of People Helping People. I hope everybody's having an amazing Monday and they're starting off their week right. You know, this is day number 15 of 30. That's 15 days of live streaming in 30 days. That means that we are halfway to the goal line. We can see the light at the end of the tunnel. And for those of you who don't know, we have been having some little technical difficulties here and there. If you missed the past few shows, you know, we've been bobbing and weaving. We've been dancing with the motion. Yeah, you know, software is an interesting thing when it comes to this. It's important. And the StreamYard software apparently wasn't playing well with Google Chrome. So one day we lost our main camera, so we had to shoot from the camera inside of the MacBook. Another day we lost audio. You know, yesterday's stream, shout out to your boy B. If you missed that, go watch that interview with your boy B. He is an incredible artist. He's an entrepreneur. And we were going to listen to some of his music. And we could not hear his music. We had to switch over from Google Chrome over to Firefox, and we're trying to you know, make it work. But yeah, we just couldn't get the sound for his music to work. So now, being that we've had the issues with the camera on Google Chrome, we have issues with the audio on Firefox, we're going to have to switch platforms. So that's what I was going to do today, is learn this new platform. It's called Restream, and that would essentially send this out into all the different streaming areas that I have set up. And oh, you know what? I got to go live on Instagram real quick here, guys. Give me just one sec. Let me go ahead and grab this. There we go. Live video. Let's grab a title. You know what? It's fine. Let's just run with it. But in any event, we had some hiccups, and we are learning as we go. And it's funny because I really feel like this show is starting to get dialed in. You know, I'm starting to learn how to have the intro clips and how to properly introduce the guests and have good questions for people. And, you know, putting in all the different sounds and everything that you need for the show. And now we're going to switch over to another platform. So we're going to have to relearn everything. And that's okay. That's all right. That's all a part of what we're doing here. So 30 days of 30 live streams. And we're halfway through. We're on number 15. And if you're just joining us, welcome in. Let me know who's out there. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let me see who's watching. I appreciate everybody joining the show today. And like I was saying, if you didn't see your boy B's episode yesterday, go check that out. He is an incredible artist, but we couldn't even showcase his music. The interview portion of it was incredible. He stood on 10 toes and handled his business. So we're going to have him back on so we can showcase his music. And because, yeah, I mean, he's an absolute incredible artist, but it's going to be once I get the new streaming service set up. But yeah, you know, I appreciate everybody being along for the ride. And yesterday we also gave away some merch. So the way that we conducted that was people that are interactive in the streams, people that are leaving comments, people that are trying to leave good questions for us as we go. So shout out to Haley Richardson. She won our merch giveaway. And for anybody that's out there and leaving comments in the chat and being involved in this community, I'm taking note of who's out there, and we want to give more stuff away. I want to give back to you guys for being a part of this movement. And, you know, it's really meaningful to me that people are here. They're tuning in and they're enjoying it. So I want to give back to you guys. Ryan Adams, Rizzle, good to see you, brother. He says, I think you will have a smooth transition to the new software. Shoot, man, I hope so. I hope so. Because, yeah, learning this has been, you know, not that difficult, but, you know, fine-tuning it took time. So right when I feel like I'm starting to get things settled in and we're figuring things out, it's like software glitches on to the next. So that's just the way that things are going. And that's great. We're going to roll with the punches and continue to move forward. And I really hope that the new software is pretty similar. I've done a little bit of research and it looks like it's more in depth. So I might be able to bring you guys some new features and some new fun things. So I'm really looking forward to it. And shout out to Ryan Adams, aka Rizzle. We had him on the show. Incredible interview. You know, his advocacy for mental health awareness, his advocacy for giving back to the community. I mean, he's one of those pillars in the 503 where I'm from, up in Oregon. So we appreciate you being a part of People Helping People. And congrats to, he just opened up for Riff Raff. And from the clips that I saw, he slayed. He absolutely slayed it. And I'm also looking forward to making some music with you, man. Time has been, you know, a fleeting thing in my life right now, which is great problems to have, right? Zero complaints. But for everybody that's just joining us, thank you for coming in. We are halfway through our 30 by 30. This is day 15. This is a late stream, but damn, I just had to get on. I had to make it happen. Keep my word to you guys and keep the momentum going. So I appreciate everybody that's stepping in. And if you haven't heard Rizzle's music, go check him out. Rizzle, why don't you go ahead and drop me a link or something in the comments here? I'm going to put it up on the screen so people can go check out your tunes, man. Whether it be YouTube or, you know, your Spotify, whatever you deem best for people to check out. But yeah, I'm taking note of people that are in the comments. I'm taking note of people that are supporting and being involved in the conversations. And I'm going to be giving things away. I'm going to be giving, you know, merchandise and other things that represent People Helping People to people that are involved in the conversations. So again, Haley Richardson on yesterday's podcast won a People Helping People shirt. And shout out to Penny and Benny LLC, because I asked him about 5 minutes before the podcast started. I said, hey, you up for a challenge? He's like, what's up? And I'm like, I'm going to do a giveaway this show. I need you to create a People Helping People logo that doesn't have my face on it. And we're going to do a giveaway at the end of the show to whomever is in the comments and is asking good questions and being a part of the conversation. So come time to reveal who the winner was, we tuned in with Penny and Benny LLC, our merchandise guy, and he had an incredible logo ready for us, and she was pumped on it. So again, be involved in the conversation, and I'm taking note of the people that are there. I already have an idea of some other people that I see in here all the time, leaving comments, being a part of the conversation. And I want them to get some stuff too, you know. So thank you all for joining us. Ryan Adams says, appreciate the kind words, my friend. Take all the time you need. I love what you're doing here and will always support your work. Thank you, brother. Thank you. And you got a supporter in us too. To anybody that's a part of People Helping People, we're here to support artists. We're here to support business owners. We're here to support musicians and get to know them better. That is the goal, just to sit down and have real conversations so you can put a personality, not just a face, to these types of individuals, but you can put a personality to it. So you know when you walk into that business who the owner is and why he started it. or when you're listening to Rizzle's music, what he stands for, his goals, his mission. And I think that is a really important thing. And man, I just wish growing up that I could have seen somebody interviewing the people that I looked up to, right? So I'm hoping to bring that value to you guys. That's my goal. That's my mission. If you want to check out Ryan Riz's music, I'm just going to go ahead and put this up on the screen here. Let's see. Hold on. Where'd he go? There it is. Gosh, I don't know if that even works. Like maybe if you guys take a picture of it and screenshot, you can grab that YouTube link and go, or sorry, that Spotify link, and it'll open. I don't know the best way. I'm still figuring this out, but hopefully the new software will let me just like put a link right there where it's copy and pasteable so people can check you out. Thank you for everybody that's joining us right now. Rich, there you are. What's up? Welcome back. He says, good evening, AJ. Sorry I missed your show yesterday. I was in the hospital again for the last 3 days. Hopefully got the medical problem fixed. We'll see. Well, man, it's okay that you missed the show yesterday. Take care of your health. That's number one. But I was looking for you because I knew prior to the show I was going to be giving some merchandise away to the people that are involved in the comments and that are here showing up for the shows and are asking good questions. And I was looking for you because you're my guy. You're here for every single stream. You're always involved in the comments and you always have great things to say, good questions to ask. And you are a huge part of this community, Rich. So my heart goes out to you in your moment of health crisis. And, if there's any way that we can support you, you let me know and I'll see what we can do. We may not have the biggest show on the planet right now, but I would love to be able to advocate for you and continue to tune in and do what you do, man, because again, I'm going to be giving away stuff all the time. And I was looking for you yesterday. I really was. I was like, I already know this has got to go to Rich because you're always here and you're always supporting. So this one's for you. Ben K, that is Penny and Benny LLC. He is in the house. Thanks for joining us, man. He is the guy that can help you workshop logos. He can print merchandise. He does our merchandise printing. And he's just a master of his craft. So if you guys need help with, workshopping your logo, or maybe you already have a logo and you want to see what it looks like on a hat, on a shirt, on a mug, on a koozie, pennyandbennyllc.com is the place to go. So he jumps in here in the chat. Thanks again for joining us. He says, Rich, I hope you're feeling better, bud. Glad you're back in with us tonight. Me too. Thanks for saying that, because having this community like that is something special. So, Rich, we're happy you're back. Tanner Surratt, what's up, Ted? My dude, when are you coming to Tucson? That's the real question, man. I miss you, brother. Tanner Surratt. I don't know if you're in Salem or Kaiser anymore, but we lived up there for a long time, and I was so prideful at the time. I'm going to tell a quick story about Tanner Surratt and myself here. I was so prideful. I didn't want to ask for help, and I didn't have a place to live. I was working at a Sprint store in South Salem. I just got the job, and there were nights where I was sleeping underneath an abandoned, I want to say an abandoned Safeway, but it was a closed down Safeway. There was this little overhang. And I would sleep underneath there so I could wake up and get to work in the morning because I had nowhere to stay. So I was homeless. And, I would advocate to my boss, and this is back in like 08, 09. So we didn't really have the best security systems in our store. So I would ask my boss if I could close and then open in the morning. So I could sleep on the couch inside the Sprint store, shower inside of the sink in the Sprint store. And, Tanner knew what I was doing. He knew what was up. And he's like, dude, come stay with me. Just sleep on my couch. And, I didn't want to ask him for that help, but he offered. So I said, okay. And all I had was, a few changes of clothes and a longboard. And he lived in Kaiser, and my job was in South Salem. So I had about a 7-mile trek every single day in Oregon. So it wasn't always the best weather, but a 7-mile trek to and from work just to make my job work. And, Tanner was there for me, and I really appreciate you, brother. You're, forever family. And that moment was crazy. It really was. So I love you, man. And thanks for joining the stream, and get to Tucson. Come on, get down here. We miss you. Rich E says, I'm feeling better. Thank you for asking. Hopefully what the doctors did will fix the problem. Yeah. Prayers out to you. Anybody out there can send good healing vibes to Rich. He's got some things going on in his life, and let's hope that whatever the doctors had done bring you some comfort and some healing. And again, we appreciate you being here, man. T.G. Brown. I'm not going to butcher it this time. That is our buddy. He was on the show. Welcome in. He's an incredible artist. He's an incredible author. And also, the guy does it all, right? He's kind of a jack of all trades. He's an investigator. He's writing books, and his books are incredible. And by the way, T.G. Brown, thanks for joining us. But I started your book, and I got like 60 pages deep and lost my glasses. So it just sat there, sadly, because I couldn't read it without my glasses. And it took me like a week and a half, 2 weeks to get a new pair of glasses, but your boy is back. So and we had an incredible interview with T.G. Brown, author T.G. Brown. So if you missed that one, go back and get to know who he is as an individual, where his inspiration comes from. And his book is riveting. So thanks for joining us again. He says, I absolutely love what you're doing with this podcast. You are an inspiration, man. Thank you. Is that the right? I don't really know how to take compliments besides say thank you. And it's hard for me to convey how meaningful those comments are without, getting emotional, to be honest. Like, thank you. That's awesome. I'm glad that people are tuning in, and I'm glad that people are finding some value in what I'm trying to do, and really create a web of individuals that can help. So thank you for those kind words, T.G. Brown. Go check out his new book, Cut Them Down. It's on Amazon. It's on his website. It's all over the place. And he's absolutely killing the game. And from what I understand, he's writing another book right now. So I'm reading Tribal Honor, and it's so hard to put down. He writes amazingly, like just these cliffhangers at the end of each chapter, and the chapters are nice and short and sweet. So like he said, him and I both ADD brains. So when you're reading a chapter and, it doesn't just drag on. It's like the chapter's over and you don't want to stop. You want to just grab the next one and continue to find out what happens. So been really enjoying your book, and I am excited to have you back on the show after I complete it, so we can really dive into those characters, because there's a lot to talk about. Rich says, thank you for the kind words, AJ. Absolutely, brother. Thank you for being here. And I'm excited to see you in the chat next time we have a giveaway, my friend. He said, Rich also says, at least Hood didn't blow its top. Is that happening right now in Oregon? Is Hood erupting? yeah, I'm so out of the loop. I've been so busy that typically I don't even tap into like news in general. I try to keep my inner peace and inner dialogue, as not convoluted with everything in the world as possible. And for me, I think I do a pretty decent job at just tuning out everything else and trying to take care of the people that are around me as best I can and nurture the ones that I love. But if Hood is starting to be active right now, that would be a wild story. I wouldn't mind diving into that and seeing what is going on. Let's see. Tanner Surratt, say when, my guy. He says, say when, my guy. I missed the heck out of you. Dude, just get down here. Get down here. Anytime. Tomorrow. Be here tomorrow. Thanks for being here, brother. I appreciate it. TG Brown, man. He says, man, that's awesome that you're reading the book. I appreciate you. Yeah, and being that it's the first book that I've ever read, it's great. It's great to dive into something that is so riveting. I'm just teasing. When we were on a podcast, not only did I call him TJ Brown over and over, which is TG Brown, just one of those things, So author TG Brown, we're discussing writing a book, and I'm sitting there and trying to be a good host and interviewer, and I say something along the lines of, being that I've never read a book, I'll be excited to, and then I watched it back. So now that's a household joke. This is my first book ever. So I appreciate you, giving me something cool to dive into for my first ever book. Tanner Surratt says, I should be the one thanking you, brother. You and your family helped me in the lowest point in a time of need. You always be my family and my brother. Yeah, the world, I think, just needs more of that. Lend a hand and don't expect anything in return, right? Just give love when you can give it. And if you give without the expectation of getting, then you're never disappointed. You're never let down. And, my family was, of course, just so happy to take, help you when you had that moment. And I'm just glad that you're doing better, man. I'm glad that you're doing better and that we could still, call each other brothers and still be intertwined in one another's circles. Let's see. Okay. Before we continue on, I just want to thank everybody again for being a part of the stream today. We're going to go ahead and shout out some sponsors because there are people out there that are helping people. So we got some people supporting the show and they deserve their flowers. So one of which, these guys are doing God's work. And I say that every time because I absolutely mean it. carsfortucson.org. One car repair can create a powerful ripple effect. For a low-income family struggling with housing, a reliable vehicle means that they can hold on to their job, access childcare, and avoid spiraling into homelessness. Cars for Tucson understands this. They exist to provide affordable, sometimes free critical car repairs to ensure these families stay connected to their livelihoods and their homes. Their goal is also to give vehicles away. Incredible. Be a part of the positive ripple effect. Your donation helps prevent homelessness, one car or one repair at a time. Visit carsfortucson.org to learn more and give today. Again, that's carsfortucson.org. And we are so proud to be representing those guys. Ari, the head honcho of carsfortucson.org, we had him on the show. And if you missed that episode and you want to be introduced to somebody who's just trying to who is creating an incredible ripple effect in the community. Go check him out. But without further ado, we do have one more sponsor of the show today. Let's get into it. This episode of People Helping People Live is sponsored by T-Town Boxing, Tucson's home for boxing, kickboxing, and recovery classes for all ages. T-Town Boxing isn't just a gym. It's a community where you can build confidence, discipline, lifelong skills, whether you're stepping into the ring for the first time or sharpening your techniques. From kids to adults, beginners to experienced fighters, T-Town Boxing offers a space to grow, train, and challenge yourself. So, if you're ready to push your limits and join an amazing community, reach out to T-Town Boxing on Instagram at instagram.com/T-Town Boxing or their website, boxingtucson.com. Again, instagram.com/T-Town Boxing or their website, boxingtucson.com. Back to the show. Yeah, we love you, T-Town. Gosh, Jake Wilson over there, he just went on a journey with one of his fighters. His fighter took the W, and I believe is 11-0 now. So, you know, those guys are legit. And you know, I'm excited to get back into that gym. I was training with Jake for quite some time, and, you know, I can see why and how he's breeding these incredible boxers. He's curating a really, really special place over there. So if you want to get into boxing, you're in the Tucson area, go to T-Town Boxing. Tell them People Helping People sent you over there. All right, let's get back into it. Rich says, Hood, St. Helens, and Rainier have been having a lot of earthquakes, and they found out the three are connected. Wow, that's interesting. I didn't know that. I'll have to check on that because, you know, a lot of my family's up there, so that's really interesting. Rich says, support the sponsors, please. They help the people like AJ is doing and has done. Yeah, you know, if anybody else wants to sponsor the show, we have amazing shows in line for you guys. And sometimes it's just going to be me and you, especially with this 30 by 30. After these 30 days of 30 live streams, I'm going to curate the show to just have guests, right? And we've tried to do that for this. It's a lot of outreach. It's a lot of, you know, scheduling and things like that. But it's tough because people have lives. And they don't revolve around doing a podcast. So the thing is like, after these 30 by 30, we're going to curate the shows for you guys and ensure that we have guests on the show for you to bring you more value. Because I can sit here and ramble all day and have conversations with you, but the meat and potatoes of the show is to find different viewpoints in life, different paths, and ask these people how they came about either blazing that trail or starting that business or writing that book, and kind of peel back the veil and get to know who they are as individuals and spread some wisdom and love and all the knowledge that they have with you guys. So yeah. We got to support one another throughout the journey here. Let's see. Endeavor to persevere. Hello. Good to see you. He says 740 earthquakes 740 earthquakes in 7 days. Holy smokes. That is wild. So yeah, we definitely have some activity out there. I know that there's a bunch of little tremors that happen periodically throughout the year, but you know, I'm no expert in the volcanic hold on, I'm trying to read this here. But yeah, I'm no expert in that lane whatsoever. So that's really interesting. Thank you for sharing that. And welcome back, Endeavor to Persevere. If you guys are watching this on anything but the YouTube channel, it shows me Tanner Surratt, TG Brown, who else? Ryan Adams. If you guys can go watch this on the YouTube, we are trying to get the YouTube channel up to 3,000 watch hours. So if you guys aren't subscribed to the YouTube channel, it's right here. I think I'm pointing at it. But youtube.com/@ People Helping People Live. So go over there and watch it so that we can get to those 3,000 watch hours and be really, really helpful. But I want to talk about the coming week, you guys. So tomorrow I have a friend that I met in Greece, and she is just incredible. She is a supermodel who does Instagram full time. She travels the world. She's just really a special person. And so we're going to be pre-recording tomorrow's show at 11 a.m. so that we can coordinate time zones. It's going to be her 9 p.m. But we will pre-record that show and then have it playing. I'll be in the chat with you guys when the show goes live, but we'll have the show go live at 7 p.m. tomorrow. And yeah, I'm just really looking forward to that. And then we have a rapper by the name of Joe Dreams. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of him, but I met him when I was in San Diego, and he was standing on top of the speaker and he's rapping to all these people walking by, pointing them out. And I just had to talk to him. I had to get to know who he was. I'm like, man, he just has so much energy. And so we connected then, and he kind of blew up over time. He had some really big moments within the Padres baseball stadium. He has a song that the Padres play, but he's going to be on this week. We have a business owner that's going to be on this week as well. She makes all kinds of skincare products from her home. So there's a bunch of exciting guests coming up, and I don't want you guys to miss out. So if you can, go to the YouTube channel and subscribe, and then hit the notification bell, because people that are active in the chat, people that are active asking questions, leaving good comments, interacting with one another, we're going to be giving merch away. I just want to build out this community as strong as we possibly can, and I want to be giving back to you guys for supporting me, just being here and being involved. But again, Haley Richardson was our winner yesterday of the merch, and it was because she asked a very eloquent question. It was a thought-provoking question that had both your boy B, who we interviewed, and myself thinking. And that's what I want. That's what I like. So if you have questions for me or our guests, we're going to get to them. I don't want to skip over people. I want you to be heard. And when you do ask those thought-provoking questions, I do take mental note of everybody that is in here taking part in the conversation. So Rich says, hello, Endeavor. Thank you for your info. I didn't know it was that many. Yeah, no kidding. 740 earthquakes in 7 days. That sounds outrageous. Endeavor to Persevere says, the Cascade magma chambers do not play. You don't say. That is wild. Richie says, and Yellowstone also has a new geyser pop up. Interesting. Yeah, I went to Yellowstone National Park. Very cool place. But yeah, you guys, this is going to be a short stream. Like I said, we're just popping on. I wanted to check in with you guys. I appreciate everybody that's been here and is involved in the conversation here. And these solo ones for me is just about interacting with you guys. So I do want to touch on one quick topic, and it was interesting because I was having a conversation with my buddy before this stream, and I was like, hey, can you give me a word for inspiration for this podcast? Like, let's grab one word or one topic for inspiration for the podcast. And I kind of answered my own question, I think, because the word that I want to discuss, or the topic that I want to discuss, is just that: inspiration. And I want to know, for one, where you find inspiration most. And I want to talk about the ways that inspiration is it comes and goes in waves. And I feel as though when it does come, you have to strike when the iron is hot, right? If you get inspired by a melody that you hear, either grabbing your phone and singing into your phone so that it's there when you're ready. Or if you're an author, if you're thinking about a great plot twist or whatever it may be, you have to get that out at that time before it just in the wind. So inspiration is really interesting, and I'm doing my best to be inspired to bring you guys good things every single day. And it's not always going to be there. It's the other thing too. Sometimes we push through. Today I'm so glad you guys are here having a conversation with me, because it's late in the day. I'm tired, and we're showing up because it's day 15 of 30, and inspiration may not always be there, but you have to persevere. You have to persevere and push through, because that inspiration does come. And when you guys sit down here and tell me that my show is inspiring, I perk up. I get inspired a little bit more. It just, that stuff really ignites me and makes me feel like I'm on the right path. But I'm not stopping. This train has started, and we are going to continue, because I at least get to sit down with these guys personally and learn. And I think that's what it really boils down to, is just learning new things and trying your hand at whatever it is that you want, and seeing if that thing, oh, you know what? My computer's dying. Hold on. Trying your hand at new things and seeing if that new thing that you try your hand at does inspire you. So yeah, let's see. Oh, and I want to shout out to 857 Tucson. They let us go live on their YouTube page for a very long time. And I want to give them their flowers and say thank you. Damien over there, 857 Tucson. He let us stream, like StreamYard. This is his StreamYard. 857 Tucson is his YouTube page, and 857 Tucson is his Facebook page. And he allowed us to start our show over there. So a huge shout out to them. And I want to say too, that he is looking for other people that want to start shows. So if you want to start a podcast, if you want to do an interview style show or whatever it may be, and you need a platform to put it on, Damien over there, 857 Tucson, send him a message on Facebook. Say, hey, I want to start a show. And he'll link you up and get you going so you can get your show off the ground. So big shout out to 857 Tucson. We sincerely appreciate that. And if you want to start a show, go reach out to him, because he's the guy. Let's see. Vince Trujillo. Gosh, man, I'm over here butchering names. He says, hey, 857. Well, I'll say hello, but 857 is not in the house. This is People Helping People, and 857 allows us to use their platform to post this show on. So I just got done giving them the shout out and letting you know. But yeah, let's see. Rich says, my inspirations come from several different things. 1, the good Lord. Oh, beautiful. Yeah. 2, my family. Cheers to that. 3, my knowledge to help others. These give me a lot of inspiration in listening to the wisdom. Yeah, that's great. That's great. I mean, to have those 3 pillars in your life is really incredible. And I hope that if anybody that's out there and is watching this show and doesn't have family, that, you can feel like you have a place to be and, people to count on, because if somebody's down and out, hopefully we can build this out big enough to where we can support one another. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being a part of this live stream. Again, day 15 of 30 days of 30 live streams. And I just really appreciate everybody coming along for the ride. And we are building momentum slowly but surely. The best thing that you guys can do to help support us is go to youtube.com/@ People Helping People Live. I think I'm pointing at it right here. Watch from over there if you're not already. So I appreciate everybody, and I hope that y'all have a beautiful evening and an amazing rest of the week. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow It's going to be an incredible show with our model guest. It's going to be fun. All right, you guys. Everybody have a beautiful evening. We'll talk to you later. Deuces.
Yeah. What's everybody fighting for? Why can't people help people? That's the question.